Y'all, I just had the biggest epiphany yesterday about how artists are empaths, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean while I paint on this beautiful big canvas. So let's go. So before I jump right into painting, I want to show you exactly what I'll be painting today. I came up with this, or this got downloaded to me yesterday actually, and I'm going to explain everything. So let's go. Can you hear me, goods? Goods. Okay. Yeah, so this painting came to me yesterday while I was at work, and what my thought process around this was so random. I was just doing my work, and then I just had a random thought of a woman in a fetal position. And I was just like, wow, that's so sad. She's all alone. And then I thought about being alone together, like being in a relationship with someone, but both of you guys feel alone within the relationship. You know that feeling when you're like around a crowd, but you feel alone because like you're just, you're in your thoughts to yourself. Nobody's, people might be interacting with you, but like you are just so caught up in your own thoughts and feeling alone that you just feel lonely. So that's the thought that came over me, and I just got so sad to the point that I was experiencing as if that was my life. Like I felt the emotions of what it felt like being alone in a relationship. And I was just like, wow, I need to paint this. So I whipped out my iPad and got to sketching, and this is what I came up with. And now I am painting it today. And I was just going in. I was like, oh, it has to be like moody colors, purples and greens and blues, like a deep, sad color, like a sad color palette. I was just trying to like work everything out, and I'm just trying to get the outline good. But then like after that, I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is so great. I love this painting. I love this drawing. I can't wait to put it on canvas. That is when I had the epiphany. I was like, oh my God, like I just thought of this out of nowhere, and it's not even my emotion. Like I'm not experiencing this inside of my relationship, but why did I feel it so deeply as if it was my own experience? And then I had that epiphany of artists are empaths. So you know how they say that there is no original thought, and emotions are energy in motion. So they bounce off of you, go through you, do the thing. And so what if artists, creators are just empaths that can pick up on emotions? Like when emotions come to us that aren't our own, we can create form out of those thoughts and emotions that we're experiencing, even though we haven't experienced it in the 3D, but someone else clearly has, and we can create art from that. And I was like, what if that is the purpose of artistry? What if that's the purpose of being a creative, is to create art? I mean, of course, we create art also from our experience and our own emotions that are true to us. But I'm pretty sure there are artists out there like myself who have created something that they've never really experienced, but they had a feeling one day of just like the feeling of it, and they had to put it on something to create form out of it. And what if we're just healers? What if artists are healers? Not artists in the sense of just painters. I'm talking about all artists, like musicians, crafters, writers, poets, all types of creators. We're just healing the 3D. Like we're putting it into form to heal the world. Because this right here, this ain't me, but I felt it and now I'm drawing it. But we're all creators. Like every human being is a creator in some way. So we're all empaths, and that's how we're connected in one way. In the 3D anyways, I know we're connected as one spiritually, but in the 3D we're still connected by us bouncing off of each other through thought and creating form out of it in different ways. That's why a painter can grab inspiration from a musician, and that musician grab inspiration from a, a, a sculpture, and that sculptor got inspiration from, an experience or thought that they felt. And we all just bounce off of each other to create a world of healing, in a sense. I don't know, okay? Because my thoughts going all over the place, but I know inside of my head, it makes sense. And I'm really like, wow, like, it kind of like blew my mind a bit, because I'm just like, that's so true. Like, we're creators. We are empaths. I really hope that like landed good, because I am a visual artist. I have never been that great with explaining through word. But I don't even think I could draw a picture to explain that one, honestly. But that's just a download that I was having, I guess. And that's another thing, like, now you have to look back on all of the paintings you ever did and wonder, was that my original thought, or was it a download that was given to me to create form out of? And maybe you'll never know. Or maybe you can look at it and be like, yeah, you know what? I never really did experience this. So it clearly was just something that was just felt. And I created, I'm trying to make sure that this is even before I start drawing the people inside. But basically, there is a male figure and a female figure, and they are in a fetal position, flipped. And I just have like them in their own alone. They're like alone, but they're together. And then you can see, like, I added their heart inside of them, but it's half a heart, and each one of them has half, because it's the sense of like they don't even realize that they are alone, but yet they are still connected. And if only they would communicate that feeling, both of them could grow even closer. But we get so trapped up in our minds sometimes that we forget to communicate, because we think that our thoughts and stuff are just us, and no one else is experiencing that, when that's not the case. That's not the case. It's coming together. I'm liking this. I just got to touch it up a bit, because I want to make sure that it's not going to look too wonky, because I really like what I drew on here. So I want it to look as close as possible. I know it's not going to be identical, because recreating something never is. But I'm going to add my painter touch to it, of course, because this is just a rough sketch. It's not meant to be anything but just to help me prep for this. But I'm liking it so far. So I'm going to go over this with a yellow wash background. I don't know what it's called, but you know how you like prime it with like a color instead of just painting on the white? I'm going to try that, because I've never done it before. So I'm just going to wing it. I don't really know what I'm doing, but yellow. This actually is coming out beautiful. Like, I think I'm gonna start doing this with all my paintings. I'm glad I tried it out. Try things. Had to change up the view because I know the attention span is a little minimal, you know. I'm just going back over to make sure all of like the white part of the canvas is brushed up, because that is the whole point of me trying this little thing, because I always seem to have to go back over and go back over and go back over, because it's always the canvas peeking through somewhere, no matter how much I paint. This is fire. I'm sorry. I'm already getting sad about the thought of it leaving my home and it being put into someone else's home. I really do love this. And it's one of those paintings where it can be in any direction. Like, that's when I'm like, I was contemplating, because usually I sign the back of my canvases because I don't like my signature. I haven't come up with like a good artist signature that will go good on the front. But recently I was thinking about making a signature that I love and then getting a stamp made out of it. But like with this one, where would you put it? Because like it can go this way. Then, oh, sorry, it's still wet. It could go this way, you know? Or it could go this way. Or it could go the other way. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, but while it's drying, I want to ask you guys, like, what are your experience with being a creative and creating things? Like, have you ever experienced an emotion that wasn't necessarily yours, or something you experienced, but it felt so real, almost like it was your experience and you had to put it on paper? I would love to know down below, because I need validation for this epiphany to make sure I'm not crazy. This is what I have so far. Not much, but I'm starving, so I'm gonna take a lunch break and then get back to it. Okay, just got done eating. Let's get back to it. I'm running out of storage, so I'm gonna end this here. Sadly, I thought I'd be able to finish the entire thing, but it is getting late, so the sun's gonna go down soon, even if I did have more storage. So let's just end it right here, and I will pick this back up in the next video. I really hope you enjoyed this thought talk. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed and you want to see more of me yapping and painting. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.